10 a.m. on a Saturday morning here, so happy weekend if you're watching from Australia or New Zealand, or happy Friday if you're still in the US. A few hours ago we saw an update drop for Zwift with a few extra features which I thought I'd talk through today, given there's a lot of new people on Zwift and there's not a lot of information about these updates and what they are. So today I'll go through the release notes so you can know what to expect with this update. Backing up just a little bit first to cover how Zwift updates occur. Now if you're on Mac or PC, it'll happen automatically. If you're on iOS, Android or tvOS, they should update automatically, but sometimes you do need to force those. Now with Zwift being a subscription service, you're always on the latest version. You're not having to resubscribe for version 2 or version 3, and there's not people stuck on the older versions unless they haven't updated, but you're always on the latest version, so you will get the latest updates as part of your subscription service. And every 2 weeks or so, something new comes out. First up on the changelog list today is added support for upcoming special events. Every now and then, on a regular basis, Zwift will hold a special event, be that a single ride, a challenge, or a tour. We've just seen Tour of Watopia wrap up with some makeup days happening now, so they've added some more there. A bit vague on what that is, but given a lot more people are coming indoors these days, expect a few more special events coming up. Added support for the Pinarello F12 bike in the drop shop. You need to be level 12 to unlock the purchasing of that. Added support for April Ride and April Run Mission. Again, not quite a special event because they have those monthly. Do watch out for the April Fools. Now in the past, on April 1st, Zwift have always done something very interesting, be it, I think it was Paperboy a few years back, Bike Flames last year. Something special always happens on April 1st, so do log in and make sure you've got an updated client on April 1st wherever you are. Temporarily reduced the jungle and Alpe Zwift level restrictions to 5 and 6. So there's 2 sections on Watopia that you can only get to when you're a certain level. The jungle was level 10, the Zwift was level 12. You couldn't free ride to those if you weren't at that level. Given recent events, they've brought those back temporarily, as they say, to level 5 and level 6. That should only take you a few hours to get to those levels. So if you sort of bang up against those walls and can't get through, keep riding and you'll be able to get to there a lot sooner. Updated new user tutorials for certain user types. Brilliant. The onboarding process can be a little confusing. When you log in, you're presented with a blank screen where you have to ride, go through the tutorial, and then bang, you're given the full Zwifting experience. So it's, I guess, a little better onboarding experience for those. New users are now prompted to customize their avatar during the first ride or run. That's a good thing. We see a lot of what I call vanilla riders and runners out there at the moment. There is a section on Watopia now where all new Zwifters are born for this onboarding tutorial. They're all in the same jersey, the same bike. I call them vanilla Zwifters. It looks kind of funny, them all sitting in one place. But if that gives people the opportunity or the tutorial how to change jerseys and things as a newbie, good stuff. Next on the list here is one that may be controversial or just common sense. Birthday and gender cannot be changed once they are set. So when setting up your account, make sure you click the right boxes for that. If you do make a mistake, you can contact Zwift support and have those updated. Next up is Bluetooth FTMS spin down is re-enabled for certain trainers. If you run a wheel-on smart trainer, it's advised that you do a spin down every ride to make sure your power numbers are correct. Direct drive trainers, not so much. They're just really an every now and then spin down requirement. If you have a power meter on the bike, no need. Make sure you pair your smart trainer to your controllable, your power meter to the power, and you're good to go. No spin down required. But the option is there if you're using Bluetooth FTMS. Tweaked ride leader fence functionality and added telemetric for further investigation. We'll be testing this feature in select group rides. So the group fence was enabled a while back. It's been a bit buggy of late. They did remove that recently. Looks to be re-added. So watch out for that ride fence. Now in a group ride, what the ride fence does is stop people pinging off the front and dragging people along and sort of pulling the bunch out and creating a horrible experience for everybody else if there's a few flyers. If you go beyond the fence, you'll be booted out of the ride. Now you are warned of this, you're given a minute to come back. As I said, the fence was disabled recently, looks to be re-enabled, so watch out for the fence on any bunch ride. The fence is not enabled in any races and it's fully controlled by the ride leader, so they can turn that fence off and manipulate the fence during the ride. And finishing off the notes here, the team mentioned they've integrated dozens of other smaller fixes into this release, but as always, if you have any issues, make sure you raise a support ticket or post on their forum to let them know about it. So there we are, today's release notes and what's in store for your next ride on Zwift. As always, remember to hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber to this channel to be alerted of new content coming up. If you have any friends asking about Zwift, send them my way. Get them on this channel. We've got a heap of help to get them on board and up and riding. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.